Hello, reviews from the Mr.Who views. And they are reviewing X-Men 97, The Dead Man's Hand. Spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen it, since this is a penultimate episode of season 2 of X-Men 97. I'm thinking, since I don't think they got a 10th episode, but anyway, in this, X-Force shows up to Genosha, tell Xavier and that about the Gambit being back, or at least Jubilee give Rogue the card they found. And yeah, they brought Apocalypse's body in like a canister with them for some reason. You think they will leave it to rot or turn into dust or whatever, but yeah, guess not. And yeah, just the reaction that Scott and Jean have seen Cable was kind of good. And yeah, the look Xavier gives Apocalypse's corpses. Uh, firing daggers would be an understatement for the look, I think. And Xavier decides to use uh, this new version of Cerebro, is Cerebra or something like that, to find Gambit, and yeah, he finds him, but Gambit's able to tell that Xavier is looking for him. Yeah, and turn out he's in New Orleans. And he called a meeting, like a Gambit calls a meeting between his family and the Assassin's Guild. And yeah, he somehow puts them under his control. Has something to do with playing cards. And I do get like a Rogue's reactions well, and at first he didn't really know what to, what to like think about the whole thing. I'm just being worried since X Force said are there to try to stop Gambit. I'm thinking that a Rogue could do for him what he did for Archangel. And Kurt's been a good brother to World, just confident and saying everything would be okay. But then the plan that the X-Men are on, or actually an X-Force are on, gets invaded by Gambit's crew, and yeah, Rogue sees him, and yeah, she's just shocked, and when she does try to touch him with her glove off, nothing happens. She can't absorb his energy or something like that, and Kirk does try to stop Gambit from leaving with Rogue when he puts her to sleep, but he puts a whammy on Kurt as well. And yeah, Gambit does a reveal to Rogue later on when they're having dinner about the apocalypse finding love. But it turns out she's just playing with him to get revenge, and turns out uh, that she is the person called the Exorcist, and she's the one that the Assassin's Guild and Remy's or Gambit's people worship. And also throughout Apocalypse gave him a bit of the Eternals tech, and Gambit's plan to do the same to Rogue. Yeah, and then when the X-Men show up, and yeah, there's a fight, and the X-Men or Xavier is able to knock Gambit out and have a battle in his mind. And yeah, there's some good stuff in this, like Xavier saying to Gambit that he's got to fight with all his will, and Gambit asking where's that will when he had died in Genosha, and Xavier mentioned that when Jean put the Phoenix Force in uh, the diamonds during the first Phoenix arc, but they didn't get to finish the sentence. Yeah, it turns out the good side Gambit is inside the dark. It's the dark side. But Apocalypse is also in his mind. Yeah, it comic books can be crazy. Yeah, Daryl Cable was planning to kill a Gambit since I think he had a feeling that Apocalypse was still somewhere in him. Yeah, it looked like Xavier's gonna lose against Apocalypse when he absorbs Gambit, but the Rogue saves him. And yeah, they bring Gambit back, but he's not conscious, and Cable does try to get his shot, but he hesitates. Yeah, and Xavier's saying they have to act quickly since the consciousness of Apocalypse won't be dormant forever. Oh yeah, and Wolverine, Morph, and Storm joined the fight after seeing the news, and Storm saying that a Colossus can look after school, and that it can attend their own. It's still cool. And yeah, that don't end with just Cable, Archangel, and Polaris. Only members left for X Force. And that's when X Factor shows up, and Dr. Cooper saying that they're not here for them, and just gives a Cable a card saying they both get what they want. Yeah, the finale's gonna be big. Yeah. And I think it's a good episode. I don't know if they do explain if when Gabba uses his cards on people when talking about after life, it's just sort of like a mind control thing or what. But that's the way I took it. And yeah, the previous one done by Rogue does make sense. And in the opening credits, there's scenes of her and Gambit, and yeah, I think X-Men fighting Apocalypse and the Archangel fighting Apocalypse. Just hinting towards a few things. And yeah, I'm thinking Rogue with Gunn just being confused what to think about Gambit being back, and her talk with Jubilee was good, and yeah, Jubilee had a component in the fight against Gambit's crew as well, and the stuff with Scott, Jean, and Cable was good already. That one scene was when Scott asked why didn't he come to find him when they came back. Why didn't he ever tell him that when he's a boy he spent time with him or something like that. Yeah, I think it was just sort of like not tell don't tell your parents the future when it hasn't happened yet thing. But yeah, no, and yeah, the fight between Xavier and I just call him a Dark uh, Gambit or Death Gambit was pretty good. And yeah, I just wonder what's happened in the last episode. Probably all a war on Genosha or even the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters or whatever. And what else? Yeah, just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video and any of my videos that you watch with where you want. And check out my community tab. Just go on my channel, press the thing that says post, and you might find or you will find the notifications when my videos are up, or you and there's some polls or interested in voting. But if not, that's okay. And you also might find the community tab on the recommended section on YouTube. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the last episode of X-Men Season 2. And just can't wait. And yeah, till next time, I'll see you guys later.